Hey guys, welcome back to the Bro Swims channel. I hope you all enjoyed my last video about heroes and generals. If you haven't seen it and you want to check it out, go for it. It's actually pretty funny. I think a lot of people did like it. But as you all know, June 6th was the anniversary of D-Day, so I wanted to make this video just to inform you guys a little bit about what it was all about and about the aircraft that were there. And I thought I'd portray it through WOD because today is Wings of Duty. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and I hope you all learned something. So there are several different Allied planes that participated in Operation Overlord, also known as D-Day, such as the P-38, the P-47, the B-26, and the Spitfire. So I gathered footage from all these different planes just to play with them and show you guys what planes were there. And so yeah, those were the planes that were basically there. And then for the Luftwaffe, they had some 109s. I believe only like 6 of them though. But without much further ado, let's get started with this video. So the P-47s were to escort the B-17s to the drop zones. They also provided air support, air reconnaissance for the ground troops. So you might have noticed the black and white stripes painted on the P-47 along with all the other Allied aircraft during D-Day. And this was to prevent friendly fire incidents because they didn't know what they were going to expect and they did not want friendly fire to occur because sometimes it happens. So the stripes were to help Allies recognize each other. If you're in a P-38 or a 4-engine bomber, then the chances of being shot down were less likely, so you wouldn't find as many stripes on them. And that was because those planes were more recognizable. And with all that information being said, let's get started with the tactical breakdown of how I ended up dogfighting these few rounds. So with the P-47, I brought in 50% fuel and no extra load so that I'd be as light as possible to dogfight with. And that's what I did because the P-47s played the escort in D-Day, so I'm going to pretend like I'm playing an escort, even though there's really nothing to escort. So you'd obviously want to be as light as possible so that you could defend the bombers. So that's what I did. I started off high, dived down on the hind, and was able to get it before it got on me. Because the hinds, once when they're on you, they're going to stay on you. So it's always best to get them head-on-head when you can, but sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you can even outturn them if you're in a lower tier plane, but it just depends what plane you're in and what position you're in. So with the P-38, I start by diving for a little over 4,500 feet onto this A6M2 right here. Now he's going to try to turn to get out of the danger zone by avoiding my B and Z. However, I'm going to turn with him just slightly so I can get a few hits on him, but still maintain my speed so I can get out of the danger zone and pull up. Once when I pull up, I'm going to go ahead and get back onto him because right now I can see that he's distracted by my ally over there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up and then go back onto him. And he's going to decide that he should go for me because the ally's onto him. So he's figuring he's going to take me out, if at all. So he's going to go ahead and pull up right here, which was a very fatal mistake for the A6M2 because the P-38 has like extreme firepower and it's going to just tear right through. Also, he was probably stalling a little bit from pulling up like that, so he was going really slow and it was probably really hard to get the gun steady. So if you're ever in a zero pulling up like that, just know it's going to be a lot tougher for you to make the shots, and the chances are the P-38 or whoever's B&Zing you will get those hits off. So you got to be really careful with that. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more footage where I do the exact same thing. Alright, so what's it take to be a great B&Z pilot? Well, first of all, it takes a lot of patience, and this is what you'll see in this fight. This is probably one of the longest dogfights I've ever been in right here because I kept on missing. So what he's going to do is he's going to play it smart. He's going to go ahead and pull these very tight angles to where I'm not able to hit him. It's either I waste my airspeed, drop into the ocean, or I just move away like this, increase the distance, and then climb up again. So that's going to go ahead and give me the advantage because I'm going to go up to 10,000 feet this time, and I'll be able to dive on him again, which will hopefully land some hits, but we'll see him evade again to where I'm going to have to do it again. And that's where patience comes in, because if you're to turn with them or do some silly something like that, you're going to waste your airspeed and get yourself killed. So once when my airspeed starts to dwindle, I'm going to go ahead and pull over, line myself up, and then I'm going to just pull over the top and then try to go with the head-on-head again. But because this player is very good, he's going to go ahead and evade it again by making the angle very tight to where I'm just going to have to pass up and then wait for my next opportunity. So as you see, he's pulling up, but he's smarter than that. He's going to go ahead and pull around like that to where I won't be able to hit him, because if he continued to pull up, it would have gave me a clear angle and I would have been able to finish him right there. But he was able to recognize that threat and he was able to get out of the danger zone. by just pulling that loop right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and start diving down again as he gets onto me. So I'm going to go and I'm going to try to get some hits on him, which unfortunately won't happen at this angle. So I'm going to go ahead and dive like this. And I'm already seeing he's probably going to pull the same maneuver, so I'm going to try to just evade. Now I want to take some like long shots here because I don't know if he's actually what he's going to do. But he pulls it really tight there, and I thought I was going to go straight to the ocean. So I went ahead and pulled out of there. But then I noticed some opportunity here. There's another 0 over here, an A6M2. So I'm able to easily go head on head with this one to take it out. But while I'm doing that, I get shot a little bit, but not too bad. So he's going to go ahead and go head on head. And I'm going to go ahead and hit him up a bit right there. Somehow I managed not to collide with him, but I did not get the kill. So now I have 2 bogeys to worry about, which is not too good for me. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up over here and hopefully be able to get some hits on someone. So right now I'm going to have to wait for opportunity in order to strike on someone. Hopefully someone will make a mistake or not pay attention. I'll be able to get them. Or maybe they'll just pull the wrong maneuver and it'll give me an angle. So once when I climb up to around 7,000 feet, I'm going to go ahead and start turning down again to try to retain some airspeed. But as I keep doing these BNZs, I will lose a little bit of altitude each time because I will lose a little bit of airspeed climbing up and then pulling some other moves. And the energy also goes off the sound and some other stuff, but it's, it's not that much. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go head on head right here. Go ahead and finish him off. Pull out of there. I'll get that kill. And now I'm going to try to turn on him, but there's too steep of an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and dive out of there. So right here I noticed that he was gaining on me, and I needed to get out of there because the P-38 is a big target. It's really easy to knock one of those engines out because it's hard to miss. So I don't want to get shot at because I've seen some rounds like miraculously land onto my engines and just take them out. And losing an engine really just destroys the whole fight for you because you'll lose too much airspeed and it'll be almost impossible to fight. So I'm going to go ahead and climb up. Obviously not to the same altitude as last time. It'll be a little bit less. So once when I get to around 6,000 feet, or maybe I'll get about to 7,000. So yeah, 7,000 or 8,000, maybe I gained a little bit more. But I'm going to go ahead and pull around anyways. And then right here, hopefully I'll be able to get some type of angle. And it looks like he's going to climb up this time to go on that head-on-head, which gives me opportunity because he's going to stall out, making it really tough for him to land those shots. And then I managed to hit him up there just enough to reduce his airspeed by a bit. I don't think I knocked out anything, but he is having some damage smoke, which probably means that his airspeed has been reduced maybe by a little bit, which will give me an advantage on the BNZ. So I'm going to try to retain some altitude here so I don't have to waste any airspeed on climbing more. So I'm going to go ahead and climb up now, which will put me back up to the same airspeed as last time, and maybe even more because I am going quite fast. And then I'll be able to BNZ this time at 9,000 feet, which will make it even harder for the opponents to climb up to. So he's going to go ahead and start shooting there. Luckily, his rounds miss because it's really tough to shoot while you're stalling. I'm going to go ahead and hit his engine up there with my 20mm and my 50 cals, and I'm going to go ahead and land that kill right there. And that was probably one of the longest dogfights I've ever been in. Definitely one of the most intense, and I got to say, that was a really tough battle. Well fought, both of you. So yes. And now I'm going to go ahead and dive on him. I thought he was lagging out there for a bit, but he seems to be okay now. I notice he's going to pull this turn, which gives me that opportunity to just light him up. And I'm going to go ahead and hit him a bit, which is just enough to tear off the wing and secure the kill. So that's what I got with you guys for the P-38. I hope you guys enjoyed this tactical guide, kind of, on the P-38. But now we're going to be moving on to the B-26. So with the B-26, I didn't get too much of footage. Apparently these carriers were already destroyed, so I'm basically just bombing nothing. And a few of them hit, but I mean it doesn't really do anything when they're already blown up. But most of them probably missed anyway. So yeah, that didn't really go too well. So now I have to worry about these bogeys on me, all 3 of them. But I think only one of them will go on me, and it's going to be a Hind. And guys, I gotta tell you, the Hind will tear up any bomber, so you gotta be really careful with it. You gotta make sure that you're landing all your shots and you have support somehow. I do have better footage on the B-26 if you want to check that out. But honestly, this game didn't go too well for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to dogfight with these planes over here because I gotta get some action for the video. So they do it for the video, and I'm gonna go ahead and dive on these people right here. Not even dive, but I am going quite fast for a bomber right now. going like 400 miles per hour. But then we're gonna have a hind that's apparently on my 4 o'clock that I did not notice, and I'm gonna look, and I didn't really pay too much attention because I really want to get these hits in over here, and then eventually I'm gonna decide that it's probably about time to hop on the back gun. But by then, I mean, it's basically too late. There goes my plane. So I did not get that kill right there. But that's really all I got for the B-26. If you want to check out the other guides I have on it, feel free to do so. You can just find it in the playlist or look it up. Not too hard. But right now we're going to switch to the Spitfire, which I want to show you guys because I got another tactical review for you guys. So right now we have our opponent at our 12 o'clock low. He's in a 109, so he's in a B and Z plane, so that gives us a huge advantage here, except he has better armament. He's going to go head on head with us. So I'm going to take a little bit of a hit here because I did not land any of those shots. And so I took quite a bit of damage here, but no significant hits. Everything still seems to be intact. I'm going to go ahead and turn around here, and I'm going to try to get off his 6, and we'll see what he does. So he's going to go ahead and climb up really high to the point where we'd stall if we followed him. So what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to pull around and go head on head with us as he's coming down. And it's going to be really tough for me to land shots because I'll be stalling like the whole way up. So that's a huge disadvantage for me here, but I'm going to go ahead and follow him up anyways because I'm hoping that he'll stall out. However, he's in a 109G, I believe, so the chances are that's not going to happen. And right here, we're going to get really lucky and hit him with the 30 cals. It won't do much damage. In fact, the chances are the round probably bounced. So he's going to go head on head here, and we stall out. So he's going to go ahead and hit us a little bit. But surprisingly, most of the rounds bounced. But, I mean, that's what happens when your plane's at that type of angle. The hits aren't going to do a lot of damage to you. So luckily, I was not blown into oblivion right there. And I'm using the 30 cals for these kind of shots because I do not want to waste the 20 millimeters on long range distances when I'm not going to hit them. So it's easier just to spray and pray. So he's going to pull up the second time, but instead of going the full altitude, he's going to just turn down a little bit faster, which will still give him a slight advantage, but not nearly as much as he had last time. Either way, I still miss because I'm stalling, and he's going to go ahead and pull down and then instantly pull right back up. But this time I still have my altitude, so I'm not going to stall at nearly as much when I pull up this time because I already have some airspeed. So now he's going to go ahead and pull up a little bit too soon, in my opinion. He probably should have dived away, but he's probably hoping that he can get me on the head-on-head right there, which is not very surprising because I would have done the same exact thing. But fortunately for me, I'll be able to land my shots here when he comes back around, and we're going to see that become a very fatal error. And right here is where he just gets blown up because all the shots happen to hit his engine, and he just gets blown right there. So right there, was it really luck or was it just skill? Now, it's a little bit of both actually. The fatal error that he made was probably pulling up when I still had altitude because I was going to obviously climb with him a little bit longer than he probably normally expected. So I was able to get him there, but I got some pretty good shots in. Like I was able to hit straight on the nose and do that maximum damage to his engine and just blow it up. His shots did bounce. I mean, if he shot me, he shot me a lot, to be honest. For a Spitfire, I didn't expect to handle it. Nothing's missing off the plane. I just got really lucky with the rounds bouncing. I just happened to stall at the right moment just for the rounds to just bounce off. And that went very good for me, fortunately, but not so much for the 109G, and it got blown up because of that. So now we have a Focke-Wulf, and he's just going to blow up everything at our airbase right now. And I'm going to go ahead and dive at him at 500 miles per hour, which is quite fast for a Spitfire. In fact, I don't think it really goes that fast. But we're going to go ahead and turn it right here. And I just love shooting down planes with the new damage model just because it's just so much more satisfying watching them go down. So we're going to go ahead and take him out right here. Now he's going to go ahead and just try to avoid the dogfight here. He's going to go straight for AA, which is probably smart on his part because unfortunately the Focke-Wulf for some reason is not faster than the Spitfire MK5. It is a little bit faster than MK2 though, so he might have stood a chance there. But I didn't really expect much of him right here. There's not much he could have done really. So he's going to get shot up. He's going to take out what he can with him right now. He's going to go ahead and blow up another truck and then maybe get that AA. And he did get it. And then right here is where he just gets torn up. His wing goes off and then he's going to go down. And it's a pretty epic crash. Glorifying on his part because he did take out a lot of our ground defenses. So he did good. He completed his mission and I completed mine along with my buddy over here. And we're going to go ahead and do a quick formation for you guys.